Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is, wherever you are. Welcome on in to the Go Boat Podcast Twitch channel. We've got yet another Challenge Cup restream for you here. It is Lumaga versus Xelnas, Group G, tiebreaker round, Game 2. My name is Westside Vandal. I'll be being joined on commentary by Amarith as soon as he completes setting up what he needs to on the restream. This is going to be a standard mode, a standard opening, which is something I haven't seen a lot of in this Challenge Cup, honestly.
About as standard as you get.
Yeah. The default starting flags for this tournament have us starting in open mode, but Xelnas, after losing game 1, decided to make the first 6 minutes of this seed execution heavy by going standard.
Hey, I'll take it. It's something slightly different, and it's a thing for those fans that just don't like doing escape and forces you to do it.
All right, starting off hot with the palette swap on Xelnas' side. Speaking of hot, that's hot pink. Sweet.
Hey, I can dig it. It's not that bad. It's like cotton candy.
All right. So yeah, first 6 minutes of this seed are going to be rather execution heavy, which, if you are confident in your execution, can give you a bit of an early edge.
Yes, and also it's very nice because it gives you a guaranteed weapon. We start with the bow on Uncle.
Bow, which means our tracker really didn't have to worry about clearing those that bow out of the trackers now, did he? And a red potion.
Yes, and it looks like the guards are in the bomb drop item pool, so runners won't be searching very hard for bombs.
No.
Yeah, you don't really get to see a lot of love for standard openings these days. Everyone's just like open mode.
Well,
it's very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, because, like I said, it is about it is a very execution heavy way to start a seed, standard. So if you're not confident in your ability to do escape, it can be a very scary first 6 minutes of the seed.
Especially if you get a weapon you're not particularly familiar with, or is very hard for you to do escape with. Like, for example, I think one of the worst ones to get is Burna. You have to be very, very conservative with your magic.
I'm not a fan of bombs opening myself, because I'm just terrible at aiming them, to be honest. I mean, it's better now with save and quit giving you refills if you run out, but at the same time, it's just like, yikes. if running out never feels good.
Yeah, absolutely. But once you get used to it and get the hang of it, you can usually clear escape with about 5 bombs.
True. Oh, Lumaga's gonna need to watch his health here. Either that or quaff that. Yeah, either that or quaff the red potion he received earlier.
Hopefully it doesn't come down to it. You can just grab those hearts in underneath the pots here in just a moment.
Oh yeah, I forgot there are hearts under here.
Xelnas making very quick escape.
Yeah, he's doing pretty all right, and honestly, Lumaga not too far behind him. Just loses a bit of time because he has to refill the health there. So far, not anything too enlightening in the standard opening item-wise. We've got bow and we've got 1 bottle.
True, but that's nice to have that bottle for once we hit Kakariko. Good to have bow already for if Eastern Palace Potter in play. It's just nice in general to have that bow, considering that we're doing a regular. Gonna have to see GT this seed, unlike
the previous seed earlier today. Yeah. Which, yeah, could you imagine those bow locations in this seed? Oof. Those bow locations were trolly enough, and it was a regular or a fast Ganon. Having to do Ganon's Tower with bows where they were in the earlier race on the channel? Ugh, no thank you. All right. Xelnas heading to the back of Escape. And to the Dark Cross. Both runners have enough bombs that they, which is to say more than one, that they'll be able to do the the 3 chests in the bombable wall.
Xelnas getting a nice 4-drop there. I'll make it really convenient for once he makes it to Kakariko.
Just a little piece of love in the Dark Cross room. Lumaga gets his 4-drop as well. Loving the sprite selections by both runners too. Mega Man X on Lumaga's side, and I believe that's Vivian from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door on Xelnas' side.
I believe that's correct. Never actually played Paper Mario, but yeah, I believe I've heard that character before.
Thousand Year Door is one of the best JRPGs of that particular generation. The first Paper Mario is pretty decent, and then that's about it for the Paper Mario series that I remember being. Super Paper Mario is a very different game. Meanwhile, Quake and Quake in the back of Escape.
Quake.
Yeah.
For all we know, could be the only medallion we need all run. We'll see.
Super Paper Mario, bit different of a game. It's almost more of like a side-scrolling platformer RPG. And then the Sticker Star is meh, and I've heard Color Splash is a pretty fun game, but Sticker Star pretty much single-handedly killed the Paper Mario series for a lot of people.
Yeah, so that was a very nice 6-minute escape for Xelnas, and not too long behind Lumaga. Xelnas, where are you going?
That is a very good question.
Is this early Houlihan?
Red pendant, blue pendant, 5/6 crystal, Eastern Desert Hera in that order is what I saw, but
It looked like Eastern and Desert has blue pendants, and then I thought it was just a regular crystal on Hera. Yep, that is an early Houlihan.
Nicely done by Xelnas.
Never actually done that setup, so I was a little bit taken off by that, but cool.
All right, some more bombs from the bush crab there, and I think I saw arrows as the tree pole prize. That's a moon pearl on Lumberjack. Good gracious.
That is some good knowledge on the Lumaga side. That means we're going to be finding those boots really early.
Oh my goodness. And that also means...
Could this be... Oh wait, no, I was going to say, could this be an early pet seed?
Oh. Oof. Yeah, that was indeed an orb. There's another bottle with the fairy in it. That is 100% AGA 1 required.
You don't get harder required than that.
What was on that library ledge? I did not quite catch
that.
It
looked like bombs. Yep. Double check here in just a second.
Yep.
Yep.
Concur. All right. So now we're gonna have some high-fiving going on here as Xelnas approaches Kakariko from the south and Lumaga approaches from the north. Back to the tavern. Rupees. Grandma's house. More rupees. Yep. Grandma's secret stash. Wow. Rude.
-5 points for not saying.
That's Power Glove and a shield.
As long as remembering that they do indeed have
and
a bottle
shot.
and a hook shot.
Blind's basement. Almost single-handed.
The new.
Yeah, almost single-handedly making this a Stack Rico by itself.
Blind's just been hoarding items between seeds this time. Hello, bottle vendor. You want to give me?
On second thought, 10 arrows. You can keep it. All right. Synchronized, almost synchronized here. Just constant high-fiving from both of our runners. All right. Anything else? Rupees, bombs. All right. So we have Zora money, but and Zora himself is in logic. Just want to point out, because that's probably about the rudest place those boots could be that I can think of offhand. Would be Zora, when we can't, you know, make it a value play by doing everything else with the fake flipper. Since Moon Pearl is needed to do Waterfall Cave.
I don't know. I think a pretty rude place for it to be would be.
Okay, yeah, concur. That would be plenty rude. Boots on pyramid ledge. Oh, oh!
That just hurt.
Oh. I'm a ginger, so I don't even have a soul, but it hurt. My soul hurt reading that. That's an accomplishment. Boots and checkerboard. Oh god. This chat hangs around Math Girl too much.
Making some very, very crazy spec.
Alright, Lumaga checking for himself that both library and race game don't really have anything too important. Although it looks like Lumaga is just gonna blind go for it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just you do or you don't. It's however you decide that you...
Yeah. If I'm coming from the north like Lumaga is, I pretty much always just do what Lumaga did and just go ahead and go in there.
I kind of personally have a weird rule of thumb where it's like if I find so many items in Kakariko, then I'll just go and blind check it. If I didn't get a lot of items.
Alright. So there's a save and quit, and we're going to start seeing South Shore here. Xelnas now armed with the information that Moon Pearl is on Lumberjack.
As disgusting as...
Well, at least they know now instead of after full clearing Light World. Xelnas gonna go ahead and do the Dark Old Man rescue here and check Death Mountain.
Bit of sequence break, but does net quite a lot of items and can get some decent information if you find any unique.
Indeed.
Sort of a let me cheat my way through and sort of let the cheating tell me where I need to have gone.
Yeah. All right. So just 10 very, very soggy arrows in the dam, so nothing too much of note there. The hookshot should make this mini Moldorm cave very, very easy. Xelnas is down to half a heart, by the way.
Ooh, does have a fairy, but probably not the place you want.
Yeah, no. Fairy reviving on only 3 hearts has got to feel bad. Cane of Verna. Well, Cane of Verna. Cane of Samaria.
Hey, what's wrong? Blue Boomerang.
Red Boomerang and Flippers. That was
an interesting.
Thank you, Seed, for immediately making my verbal slip up correct.
That was both canes, a red meringue, and flippers for Lumaga there in secondary declared hype cave mini.
Just a note to the tracker, Lumaga has those items, not Xelnas. All right.
Though I'm sure Xelnas will have them soon enough.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be going down there eventually. All right. Hobo with not really anything of note.
At least we stopped him from bombing the bridge.
True. Bit of a step down from the Hobo somehow being the hero of time last game though. Paradox with the cape.
I'm sensing we may be using the cape and one sword to get in.
Concur.
Don't know if it's just me.
All right, there's our third bottle. Flute.
So that means Lamp is around here.
All right, and yes, come on. Yeah, it happens. Don't worry about it, my man. Sorry, that's just the fastest way I could think of to get the information to you. All right, so
I'm gonna do a quick rupee farm just to make sure he has up to 500 rupees for Mr.
Indeed.
Scamfish, who's probably.
And at least it's going to take slightly less time than trying to farm the 20 rupees from the tier 1 tree pull from earlier. Xelnas taking another death, this time on the overworld. And, yeah, that's definitely a bit of an ouch.
Unfortunately, didn't get the information on the floating.
No. Meanwhile, Lumaga making his way to Waterfall Cave and Zora here.
Zola's gonna switch it up and go look at Spectral Rock. Hey, that's where we left out of the.
So the game goes, oh, that's nice. You farmed up some rupees from that spot near Ice Rod Cave. Here, have me invalidate that.
More than.
Yeah, have me invalidate that immediately.
Ooh, nice blue mail there on Zora's ledge.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yep, that is definitely worth the trip down. Yep. Lumaga getting a little caught up on the geometry there. There we go.
And looks like Xelnas is heading back to do Spiral Cave and check that floater.
All right. And
see if we can't fish out any more important information.
Nope. Just a life lesson from the King of Scams. Not quite as severe a life lesson as earlier today, but 500 rupees for 20 rupees is definitely not a very good trade. All right, 10 arrows on the floating island. That's not going to be required. And here comes the Spiral Cave check.
Maga looking like he's going to be heading over to East Palace. Yep, and it's Hashrasala's hut. We'll likely find the lamp or access to the
yes, because about the only other thing we have left to check is Agina's Cave.
And unless we find the book.
Or technically we could find Mirror and Titans. That would be really rude.
Still need the lamp.
Green Pendant, Turtle
GP
Rock.
Turtle Rock. Come on, game. Give me something to keep my
Shovel, book.
Ped dream alive.
Shovel, book, and powder.
Okay. Unique closet today as well.
Yep.
Jeez.
And
all the uniques in Lightworld today.
So, Amaranth, I've got a question for you, buddy.
I may have an answer for you.
Do you want to do a fetch quest?
I love doing fetch quests.
Okay, then.
I go out of my way to do a fetch quest.
Cool. Because it looks like we've got a couple on dock here.
We have some reading to do, we have some dig, and we have some magic bat sprinkling to do.
And we also, and there's also the possibility that one of those leads to mushroom that then leads to something, which would be incredibly rude. No. No, I really don't need to do that. I don't think I will, Tomalt.
And almost there in Eastern Palace, Xelnas checking out the Hostel's closet and saying,
Probably gonna go follow up on those fetch quests immediately because Eastern is a pendant, so...
yeah, the worrying thing though is that you do have bow. So.
Yeah, this is almost completely in logic. We still need a lamp, but
because the worrying thing could be, what if your one sword that you get with needing that cape is
right.
Xelnas will likely go and activate his flute after checking the shovel.
Mm-hmm. Would seem the smart thing to do here. There's the lamp.
Hey, there's that lamp. Rude shovel not switching over to...
Alright. So have we seen the big key out of Eastern yet? I don't believe we have.
Nope, big key is Firelock.
Alright, so yeah, we are technically about to a sequence break here on Lumaga's side.
Yes, but no, but yeah.
Oh yeah, because it is technically in logic, because he could have gone and taken that shovel and gotten the lamp, yes.
Once again, rude lie.
Alright. Xelnas.
Goose's loot.
Yep. Well, just about. Please rise for the Hyrulean National Anthem, which you can't hear because it's not on Xelnas' audio. Oh well.
The mallard is in power.
The duck is a muck.
All your favorite things to get that goose out.
Yep.
And so that's where we...
Oh, he's gonna do his South Shore. Yeah, no, he did not do South Shore. He had the choice to come down here and do this or go do Old Man Rescue and all that, and he chose to do Old Man Rescue. All right, so Lumaga now. One heart, gonna check the big chest here.
And that is the third item here out of Eastern.
Yep. Yeah, no need for that at the moment. I would imagine he's gonna follow up on some of these items here, and he's gonna find that lamp.
Yeah, immediately go for that shovel and probably beeline it for the mountain. As these runners sort of high-five each other and start doing...
Mm-hmm. Okay, so... we need a sword and we need boots. Because our Moon Pearl is on Lumberjack. So we need to either find 2 swords.
The second sword, rather. Or, yeah, first.
Yeah. And, well, we need a sword because both runners are going to have cape. Because Lumaga is going to go do Death Mountain, I would assume.
He may be dipping down to desert by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, that is a fully valid play as well.
Ooh, Xelnas taking death before he can get into Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, that's...
those crabs.
Yeah. And that almost feels worse than the... Well, at least it's a little bit easier to recover because of the flute. But that's almost as bad as the death he took on Death Mountain.
Yeah, it's just you don't even want to think about it. It's just
Yeah. So here comes Agina here. And we are running out of places for these things to be. And yeah, there's some rude logic happening so far in the seed.
There's those.
Oh no.
It is going fast.
Yep. Agina with the boots. So our first sword almost certainly is in desert.
Desert or Desert Ledge. We'll be seeing that here in just a moment.
Yep, well, there it is.
And Lumaga will likely take a quick dip around here, find the 2 items in desert, and nope out as fast as he can, hopefully. Without...
Right. And then this might actually be interesting to see because there's a bunch of stuff on Death Mountain, but Lumaga is also going to have the capability to go do Aga 1 shortly if they go as soon as they have that sword. So
well, no, they still need the cape in order to go to Aga 1, which is...
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. I had my items confused because I thought Lamp was up on Death Mountain.
And that was actually very fortuitous for Lumaga, actually, getting the boots first out of Agina before coming here, because I probably would have personally made the mistake of going into desert first and wanting to check.
Yep, and that would have felt real bad because, hey, boots locked, big key. And it...
Definitely no blame him for wanting to run and grab that sword real quick.
Yeah. All right. So Lumaga gets his first pointy thing, and Lumaga is gonna say, "Nope, I'm out of here."
Leaving 1 item off in desert, probably.
Yep.
And to bonk rocks and such. Xelnas making their way to Scamfish and to probably pick up.
Okay then. All right, so Lumaga about to go to bonk rocks here. Little piece of love.
Nothing too. Oof. Zora's area hasn't looked this.
Xelnas getting all up in the King of Scam's grill. Wow. just leaving the big 20 behind on principle. You know what? I can respect that. Xelnas' sprite is Vivian from Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. Alright. So now, I do believe Xelnas is going to go do those desert checks.
Very likely pick up his boots and find that sword and be well on.
And it looks like he's going to do what you would have done in this situation. He's going to go get that sword first before doing Agina. And he's not gonna like what he sees in desert in regards to where the big key is, but it is a pendant.
With boots being right next door, it's only slightly.
Yes. Okay. But it is a pendant dungeon, and there's, still 1 item left in here. So it's not quite as aggravating as it would be if, say, desert was a crystal. But all right, Luma.
Good on Xelnas, remembering not even to check the torch because he knows it has to be either.
Good situational awareness there. Meanwhile, Lumaga getting that cape, and he will be AGA 1 ready here in just a moment. Well, he is AGA 1 ready, but no sense.
Obviously, finish off the rest of this.
Yeah, no sense leaving 5 items behind. Simply because you know where Moon Pearl is. Yeah, especially because we're gonna kind of need that flute because we need to do Misery Mire.
Yeah, considering that basically all the Dark World dungeons are crystals at this point, it's just figuring out which one's the 5-6. So that'll be a very fast. Just thought about.
Yep. All right, Lumaga. Gonna go ahead and do Spiral Cave here, I think. Again.
And try and get that information that's on floating.
Yep. And again, it makes sense from the runner's perspective. Yeah, why leave these? From a commentator's perspective, boring since we already know it. But runner's perspective, absolutely right play.
I think my only question on Lumaga's mind is, does he go and activate his flute before heading to AGA 1?
You know, I don't think I do. I think I go do AGA 1 because you're gonna need to run over that direction anyway.
Yeah, once you get the Moon Pearl to go grab your Moon.
Yeah.
Way. So routing wise, it'd be a little bit better. Yeah. And I'm looking like we're gonna get a simultaneous AGA.
Nice. I mean, to be fair, we pretty much did have to full clear Light World before to this point, so yep.
My only worry is that both runners have left one item in desert, and what if that one item is the hammer or your gloves?
That would be rather painful, yes. But with Dark World access staring you right in the face, I'm okay with it for right now. And especially because there's a 66% chance that Lumaga can get into Mire. It's not going to be too bad. Well, after assuming we find the mirror at some point early. It won't be too bad to loop that other desert chest in when you go to do Mire, if it does have something.
Yeah, that's very true.
All right, so I was about to say that Xelnas had a bit of a lead, but it evaporated before I could even think to say it.
Yeah, it's all about how much fighting you have to do in these dark rooms and such, and if the guards knock you down a pit or Leech's kind of gonna jump back and forth a little bit, probably.
Yeah, and case in point, it just did while we were talking there. Xelnas had a cleaner run through the maze than Lumaga did. And it's gonna change again here because Xelnas takes a fall. And he's also taken a lot of damage, so he needs to be careful. Although I believe he still has that red.
He did stop and get potion.
Yes.
Yeah, he had quite a bit of bank. I think he picked up at least one blue potion, so considering he has 3, each runner has 3.
All right. Lumaga, I believe, still has his fairy and a red potion on him. Whereas Xelnas, he spent some of his surplus of rupees to fill his up. So
far, this has kind of been like a little bit of an intense back and forth on the gauntlets.
Yep. And it's starting to get a little closer now. So it's time for a game. It's just about time for a game we very rarely see.
The unofficial favorite.
Yes. So, the Aghanim 1 fight can have up to 15 blue balls thrown. How many blue balls?
If you don't
mess up, correct. Sorry. How many blue balls do you think we're going to see?
I usually go for the average of 3, but for the sake of the runners on this time, I'm actually gonna get 0. Darn it, Oro.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say 6, because I kind of feel like whenever Aga is required, it decides to troll you with a bunch of blue balls. It decides to literally blue ball you. All right, so. Well, starting off looking good for the low number crowd.
So.
Yep, there's 3 hits already on Aga 1, and there's 4. And the first.
That means 3 is the maximum number.
Yep. There's 5.
Do they have the perfect Aga?
Yep, it's a 0 Aga. Oro with the seed read.
And a quick ledge.
Yep. And that ledge is going to have a big 20 on it. All right, so both runners now gonna immediately save and quit, go to Sanctuary, pick up those boots, or excuse me, Moon Pearl. Lol.
And then figure out what they're doing after that. Meanwhile, Oro, as the winner of the guessing game of the Blue Ball Bet guessing game, you get an unlimited lifetime subscription to the Go Mode Podcast, redeemable at gomodepodcast.com.
Nice. If your Go Mode podcast lasts longer than 4 hours, fire your editor.
Or call Tuesday.
Alright. Okay. So we got the Moon Pearl now. We do have Dark World access at 37 minutes in. Although I just realized it's really annoying Dark World access, because we can't get into Village of Outcasts from the portal because we don't have Hammer.
Exactly, and that hammer or the other glove could be literally anywhere because we actually have logical access to the Village of Outcasts area via the flippers.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lumaga activating his flute. There's the Hyrulean National Anthem, for those of you who were missed out on it earlier. Alright.
But yeah, it does make me worry. Like I said, that one item that's still floating in the desert, what if that was your other glove?
Yeah. Xelnas immediately, I believe, while we were talking about Lumaga activating his flute, yeah, he save and quit and took his Dark World access, and he's heading for Catfish.
Smell something fishy going on in this.
And it does not look like Lumaga is going to be too far behind him. Xelnas.
I'll see where Lumaga ends up.
Xelnas getting that red potion out, ready for some shenanigans. Even with Blue Mail, 5-heart Dark World is kind of rough. That's the Ice Rod, which, well, I mean...
Don't really want to see.
Yeah, our other red crystal is Skull Woods.
So let's... What sorts of evil bad things can be on pet?
Now let's see here.
Well, Fire Rod cannot, unfortunately.
I hate to say it. Mirror?
Possible.
I mean, that's about...
I think that's the only thing really there. And Lumaga also going and checking Catfish too. Probably just wanting to erase that whole area just out and not have to think about northeast stuff.
Tracked Slowpoke pointing out Ether or Master Sword. Vanilla Pendant. Yikes. Or Vanilla Pedestal, excuse me. Yikes. Vanilla Master Sword would be a big yikes, because that would mean Hammer Trinex. Ugh.
Whoever wants to do that. Now, if you're Xelnas, do you dip Skullwoods first, or do you go straight for the...
Well, I mean, looks like he's answering the question for us. Honestly, I probably tend to do Village of Outcasts first over the Skullwoods. But there's Master Sword, by the way. Yeah. But that did burn me in the one race I ran earlier today, because Pinball Room had Hookshot.
Xelnas not bothering to check the rest of Village of Outcasts, just hop right on into...
Well, I mean, understandable. It is right there, and those other two chests aren't going anywhere as long as you remember they're there.
And Lumaga doing the front part of...
Alright, so we'll see whose cuisine reigns supreme here. I mean, routing reigns supreme. That's the word I meant to say.
Exactly.
Alright,
So far, not much special out of Thieves Town yet.
Yeah. And nothing out of Skull Woods either. Well, there's a heart container. So there's item number 1. Oro trying to point out that both runners skipped King's Tomb and then realizing that we need mirror for that at the moment. Or technically, if we found the other glove, that would also work. Lumaga needs to play Dodge the Gibdo. Fire Rod in Pinball Room! Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty.
A very nice find.
Yeah, that is.
The question, do you feel confident enough, Lumaga, in your fighter sword moth fight, or do you go look for that other sword?
I think you look for the other sword first in this situation, simply because of what's in your bottles. Lumaga, I believe, just has that fairy and a red potion. And we don't have half magic.
Yeah, so if you're more confident in his fighter sword, yeah, but definitely sort of agree with this. You know, all you have to do is pop back up and do Skull Woods once you have the damage. I did not see what was in that upstairs chest.
Alright, checking on Twitch, and it was just the burrito for Xelnas there.
Lumaga picking up his Master Sword here in a second. As Xelnas makes his way.
I think after finding that Master Sword, I think that becomes more of a doable thing here. Like I would probably in Lumaga's situation, I would probably do Thieves and then immediately turn around and go do Skull Woods.
Oh yeah, especially picking up that heart fill up there in Bumble Shack. The I think 1 to 2 hearts that we've already found in Thieves Town, plus you're on Blue Mail, should be feeling a little bit.
Yeah, and plus he's going to be finding yet another heart in Thieves, because that's a full heart on Maiden's Chest. Thank you. Words. Now, having said all that, from the cold analytical standpoint, if I'm running this race, I probably do what Oro just said. I probably do foolishly attempt to try and go do Mothula simply because, oh, hey, I'm right here. Might as well give it a shot. All right, Xelnas on script so far.
Has up the can of burn just as the back. Never know if Blind's just being a jerk.
Yep.
Doesn't hurt to have your safety.
Right. And honestly, you have multiple safeties here because you do technically have the cape as well.
And hammer not required for this thieves. So Xelnas, where are you going after this? Do you jump down south? Are you gonna go check Skull Woods after finishing your Village of Outcast stuff? What you doing?
Well, he's gonna check the chess game and brewery that he skipped to just immediately do Thieves Town, I would assume. And then, since he's gonna be going down towards the brewery, I wouldn't be surprised if he continues that southward momentum.
And just put off Skull Woods, thinking, I'll find Fire Rod later.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. Yeah, just to clarify for you, Professor Renderer, the Moon Pearl was on Lumberjack.
Yeah, we're already off to a fun one. Yep, Xelnas continuing on with the South route. I'm gonna go play the digging game, visit our old friend Stumpy, and Hype Cave. That'll probably be Disappointment Cave, considering we found most things of hype already.
$13 digs for 10 arrows. Wow.
Could be worse, could have been for a single rupee.
Valid point. It'd be funny if Stumpy had the validation arrow just so I could say, speaking of valid points.
Nope, just some money.
Apparently, Professor Renderer just cannot hear my voice. Lumberjack, yeah.
So Xelnas, what are we gonna find in Disappointment Cave tonight?
Watch as it's somehow still a hype cave.
Gloves and hammer?
Yeah. 20 rupees. 40 rupees. Little piece of love. Bacon. 60 rupees, tempered sword, and
3 out of 10
of
for
heart.
bacon.
Yep.
Let's see, if I'm Xelnas, I think I'm feeling just going straight through the pod.
Yeah.
Clearing on through that.
Yeah. You've got the rupees, you've got tempered, you've got everything you need to do to clear it. So of course he's immediately gonna go do...
Yes, go around the long way, no hammer.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was like, wait, what?
I think I saw that hesitation in him too. He like started to go towards the pigs and like, wait a second. Nope. Lumaga finishing off their blind fight. See if they head back up the Skull Woods right after this. And then where they decide to go onward.
Yep, that's going to take care of Mothula. Yep. Oh. Except, yeah, kind of need to go that way.
Can't go that way.
Yep. All right, Xelnas. Is to zoom on by both of the problem child enemies, for me at least, when I attempt to escort Kiki. One of those two plant things gets me more times than I would care to admit.
It's all about timing. So let's see, think about what's left, think about what we know. Very likely we're finding the hammer here.
Yep.
Or some sort of major progression. Or like I said, maybe the hammer is that abandoned item over in desert. Who knows?
Alright. Okay, so...
Also, think about it, Xelnas has not actually checked any of Eastern Palace, has he?
I don't believe he has, because he noped out of Saha's closet. Half magic in Palace of Darkness.
That'll be convenient for when Xelnas makes his way to the Moth.
Indeed. Although he now has Tempered, so he doesn't really have to worry too hard about magic. What he does need to worry about is he's going to go to the ends of the earth searching for this fire rod, and it's going to be in pinball. It's in pinball room.
Yeah, given what's in what may come out of Pod, though, he will have to find his way there eventually.
Yep. I am kind of interested that he has the bow and yet chose to spin the key to open the middle door. In Palace of Darkness, did Xelnas. Like,
I think it is. I think it is technically faster to route it that way.
All right.
Even if you don't loop.
All right, Lumaga playing it slow and careful here on the moth fight. Is out of magic.
Lumaga also getting bullied by the spikes though a bit.
Yep. All right, down goes
Gets
Moth.
the Moth.
Yep. This is a really front-loaded pod for a non-key sanity seed.
Yeah, so that means that the big key has to be in the back of Pod here. Can't be on that vanilla location.
Oh, Oro pointing out for hammerless, mirrorless pod. Yeah, you spin that key. Yeah, that's a good point that I didn't even think of.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. You know, you can't really go the bow locked the bow route because you kind of gonna run into kind of what Xelnas ran into. Yeah.
Finding the hammer could have bailed him out, but you know, he didn't. And Lolo's actually checking this. I think this can only be a regular key. I think. I'm at least right in this instance, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm totally correct.
No, I have very rarely seen that particular chest be anything but a small key in non-key sanity.
I believe you have to have every other chest be a key in order for that to be something, though. If I'm not mistaken, in normal.
Yeah, Palace of Darkness key logic is like reading the Necronomicon.
Let's be honest, a lot of key logics are like reading the Necronomicon. You tell me you understand Ice Palace key and something.
Checks out. All right, there's the map there. All right.
Dark Maze has the big key.
All right. Going into Dark Maze now.
Maga about to pick up his tempered sword.
Nice. There it is, that big key. And probably gonna set up a death warp here, I would assume. luckily assisted by that heart piece not refilling his health. There's the Titans miss.
There's. Knew something had it. So let's see, does that send you to Dark Death Mountain?
I mean, I would probably consider it, yeah. Because that's going to be Super Bunny plus Hookshot. That's 6 items. Plus info on what Turtle Rock needs. Which you hope you don't need to know that information in this particular seed, but it never hurts to have said information.
You are praying that is.
Oro, again pointing out, there's no reason to Death Warp without Hammer.
Yeah, it would just be a save and quit, huh? Well, could have been a super vanilla.
Yeah, I'm just gonna excuse my logical errors by just trying to make Oro feel better while drunk. Yeah, that's the ticket.
It's okay, I got your back. I'll come up with any sort of.
All right. All right, so there's 10 bombs and 300 rupees in Super Bunny.
That's right.
And now we're gonna see Hookshot.
For hopefully something.
I mean, there's a possibility that it could be as loaded as Hype Cave, because it certainly was earlier today.
To a degree.
Oh. Red mail. And that's about it. Yeah. Alright, so what's TR need? TR needs Bombos. Which, come to think of it, where... Oh, Bombos is in Eastern.
I'm just taking a second here to think of where to go. Looking like he's gonna check.
Understandable. So, Lumaga, as our tracker pointed out, that's going to loom large for Lumaga here because technically Lumaga can full clear Turtle Rock now.
But do you want...
Or, I'm sorry, will be able to full clear Turtle Rock as soon as he gets those Titans.
But needs a hammer.
That's also a good point. God bless. Dang it, Slowpoke, you should have let Oro correct me again. I'm trying to make him feel like a drunken master.
It would actually be very fortuitous for Lumaga if he finds the mirror first before his hammer. Because that will tell him whether he needs to go to Turtle Rock.
True.
I think that was Ether for...
Looking at the restream. Correct. I'm so used to having the hammer for Dark World access that I just immediately assume if we're in Dark World, the hammer's been found. Yeah, that looked very much like Ether to us on comms. So yeah, that's another thing to keep an eye on here. Cuz that does, you know, the mirror and Ether are the only 2 items that can possibly be on pedestal at this point.
Xelnas heading into Skullwood's gonna pick up his fire rod and After that, I imagine he'll likely get pointed towards. As we start running out of place for this.
Interesting Skull Woods routing from Xelnas here.
I mean, I like it. It's very typical, especially if you don't have the fire rod. You want to check this back one first, because if it's anything that's sort of out of the way, and he's going. I guess just make sure you don't get lost.
Yep, and then the intentional wall master there. All right, Lumaga with his Titans. All right, tracker confirming ether for the Meyer medallion. So that's another item added to the pile there. So,
okay, I kind of like this out of Xelnas here, because that lets him have enough keys to just run right into pinball room here without having to go.
True. And nice little bonk there to come back out of pinball room in a hurry. He's gonna find that full heart here. And then he is going to make his way to Mothula. All right. Another chance to confirm our suspicions here. That is indeed the ether medallion required to open Misery Mire. So we need ether and we need hammer. And we are running out of places it could be that are not in pendant dungeons. Because I think it's...
So I said, how bad do you feel if you've left that hammer over in Desert Palace as that one?
Pretty bad. There's that, there's Ice Palace, there's Smith's Chain, there we go. I don't know why it took my brain that long to find those two words, but that's about it.
Yeah, not much.
And yeah, and the pet index is ether and mirror at this point, both of which are just like ew. All right, Lumaga gonna do his Super Bunny and Hookshot cave checks here. Meanwhile, Xelnas gonna take on Mothula. Half magic, fire rod, tempered sword. Shouldn't be too bad of a fight.
Supposing that the moth.
Supposing that the spikes cooperate, honestly, from the looks of this particular fight. Oop, no blue, gonna have to... You might want to think about using that red. Just gonna put that out there.
I think it's just one hit from...
Xelnas? Okay.
Pulled it out just in case, but it would have felt bad.
Would have felt even worse to die, though. Alright, so Lumaga receiving the news about Bombos on Turtle Rock. Saving and quitting. So now what? Lumaga pulling out the flute. And I think he's gonna check what that other item he left behind is. Yep. I see.
Yeah, Lumaga definitely goes for that feels bad location.
Might as well rip the Band-Aid off. Because as bad as this is going to feel now, it would feel a lot worse if you went and did Pinned into Ice without having to actually go in there.
Well, not Pinned into Ice, it is a critical, but
sorry, yeah.
uncompletable as it stands.
Sorry, I'm starting to get seed bleed through because I was thinking about the previous race. All right, small key. Oh gosh. Sorry if you guys heard that. I got cord tangled up in a place where it wasn't really supposed to be.
Only briefly, so not terribly. And hopefully for Lumaga's sake, the item is over here on the right side and not on the land.
Interesting.
But knowing how rude the seed has been so...
Interesting decision from Xelnas. He picked up Jeremiah, and then... Oh, I know what happened. That's Butter Sword. Nice. Not necessarily what we're looking for, but still nice. I think Xelnas fell prey to the same thing I have multiple times already. He thought he was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do hammer pegs here real quick, and then he realized mid rock lift. Wait a minute.
I can't.
Yeah. Oh, big payday for bringing Jeremiah back to the smithy.
Lumaga looks like he's slowly following those footsteps, going to check out the black 2, and likely the purple chest.
Yep. Meanwhile, Xelnas... Oh yeah, heading back to Dark World to grab purple chest.
Slowpoke pointing out in chat that we could have indeed had the Master Sword in that climb, and one runner could have made it up way faster than the other if they had...
Oof. All right, purple chest grabbed. Save and quit selected.
I think this is about the last check that we have to see before we're just full on, it has to be Ice Palace's the hammer, or...
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
At least for Xelnas' sake, he does have the fire.
True.
Because having not visited Eastern yet, he'd be kicking himself because he wouldn't be having Ice Palace.
Yep. And oh, that's just 3 bombs from Gary.
And Xelnas also curious as to what the item that was left.
So he's going to receive his gold sword here momentarily. All right. Lumaga gonna turn in that purple chest as well.
Receive the bad.
So one of our chatters pointed out earlier that it felt like Xelnas wanted to check the pedestal while he was in Skull Woods, but realized he didn't have the mirror. Do you think Xelnas just goes ahead and kills Landmalis here just to have that pendant in his back pocket? If he already feels like
he might.
If he already feels like he's smelling a pedestal seed, does he just go ahead and kill Landmo here? I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. If this is an Agaped seed, I'm gifting 5 subs.
Here's me secretly hoping it's an Agaped. For the sake of the viewers, you know, it's all about...
Yeah. Yeah, you're totally not part of the staff at all. Alright. Alright, Lumaga making the Ice Palace play now.
Xelnas probably following it up shortly after, though we may be getting that Landmo kill out of him.
Yeah, I was about to say, he did not save and quit after getting that second item, so I think he is gonna commit. Yeah, I think he's committing here. Alright. Moment of truth time. Those of you hoping to see me pay $25 are hoping to see Hammer here in ice. Because that keeps the pedestal index at 2 items.
Yes, Mirror and Ether. Keeps the pedestal at yellow, which is angry.
Pretty clean Ice Palace so far for Lumaga. And bomb jump incoming.
Let's you just handle things for just a moment.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, a little bit of a slip there going into the bomb jump for Lumaga, but I think he's got it. No, he doesn't. My bad. Concentrated Commentator's Curse strikes again. Xelnas taking that gold sword and going to town on Landless. Gonna pick up the blue pendant here. And Lumaga makes that bomb jump and is making his way further down into Ice Palace. All right. Xelnas with the flute. Fluting to 8, and looks like he is going to be making the Ice Palace play as well now. Not that he has much of a choice in the matter. There's that hammer. And Lumaga went to the menu and equipped the ice rod. I think he might have been weird.
He was probably so excited to see that hammer that he was just like, man, nice.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Zyrak, that's a gross hammer on top of a gross moon pearl so far this seed. And that hammer being here also keeps gross Agaped seed in play. I don't believe it was Tomatak. Yeah, I believe that was one. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the first item. And Kiformo pointing out Fire Rod in Skull Woods pinball room, also kind of gross.
This has just been an overall just gross, nasty scene. Is that what we can nickname this one? Gross Nasty?
Sure. It's Sick Nasty's older brother. Oh, Xelnas went for the fast kill, didn't quite get it the way he wanted to, but still killed both of them with one bomb somehow.
Yeah, you take what you can.
True. And he's gaining ground here. Xelnas about to line up for the bomb jump. Alright. Gets through that fine. And now Lumaga, small key. So we are still searching for 2 items here in Ice Palace. There's one of them, a big 20. We have yet to find the big key here as well. So, actually, I'm fairly certain... No, we still need to see this chest. Never mind. I was about to say, I'm fairly certain that means big key is gonna be on Cold Stare, but then I remembered that's actually technically impossible, because I'm pretty sure Ice Palace Bomb Jump is not in logic. Anyway, moving ever so swiftly on. Lumaga gonna check the big chest here, because we are still looking for 1 item. Just a small key, so Cold Stare is holding on to that last item. Xelnas making good use of the powder there to grab a quick pick-me-up. And Lumaga just about ready to take on Cold. This shouldn't be too hard of a fight. Plenty of hearts, red mail, gold sword, half magic, bombos, fire rod. I mean,
anything you possibly want.
Yeah. Stranger things have happened in Rando, though, so we'll see. For example, Lumaga could just decide to go out at it with the fire rod instead of using bombos. A nicely done fire rod only kill there. And that's going to be red goo in the 4th bottle.
And that's going to keep our pet dream.
Indeed. Pet index is at 2 items still. And,
Mago, where are you going after this? Gonna clear out pod, head towards swamp, world?
gentle reminder, now that we have that hammer, Lumaga does have bombos. Turtle Rock.
Is
Yep. And if I'm not... Oh, okay. I was about to say, if I'm not mistaken, he's thinking about it. But then I realized he just used Old Man for the quick health refill.
Yeah, still a couple of viable options left before we dash on to do that. Oh, right, we can't do swamp.
Looks like Lumaga is going to go ahead and mop up Palace of Darkness here.
Lumaga was, I think, considering heading up to Tower of Hera.
That's certainly a play that could be made as well, yeah.
Because that also gives you access to the Ether Tablet and gives you your 5/6 crystal.
Yeah.
But I do like this play going to pod now. Clear it out, finish it out. You don't have to worry about this area ever again, except to come back for Ether.
Yeah. Slowpoke with the good news, bad news. He says good news, Pyramid Fairy is in logic. Bad news, Pedestal is in logic. Chat might disagree with your ordering on that one, especially because I have said on air that I'm gifting 5 subs if this is an Agaped seed.
I mean, if you're a fan of making Wes spend $25 to give 5 people random subs, you're make these runners work for.
That's as good a seg as any to say this is the second game in the tiebreak round for Group G. So this is win or go home for Xelnas. Lumaga wins here and he advances to brackets. Both runners hoping to eke out a win here. Xelnas.
Yes, Tournament State is on.
Xelnas with a pretty easy wipe up of Cold Stare there. I almost said Moldorm and then Mothula. Wow. Those aren't even similar bosses. What on earth? And Slowpoke clarifying he meant from the perspective of the runners, which is true. All right. 17 thwacks with the hammer, and then a couple of swipes with that golden sword is all we need to take down the King of Helmasaurs here. Lumaga already done quite a few of those 17 hits. And there's the 17th. So there's the 2 slashes with the gold sword, and down goes Helmasaur King.
Meanwhile, Xelnas getting dead.
All right. Just a compass from the Helmasaur King. A lot of compasses on dungeon bosses this seed, because that's what Landless had to offer too. All right.
And Xelnas, where you go?
Might have been thinking trying to go TR and then remembered, oh wait, I don't have Bombos.
Or Hera. Not exactly.
And interesting. So he was on Darkside Death. Oh yeah, he wanted to go to Hera, was on Darkside Death Mountain and didn't have the mirror.
Just like autopilot went towards Dark Death Mountain because, hey, I'm going over here. Let's just go to Dark Death Mountain. Yeah, that's what you do.
It took me a second to figure that out because, again, I'd muscle memory at this point, an hour and 21 minutes into the seed, you've got to be expecting that you have that mirror.
Question chat, where was Bombos? Bombos is in Eastern Palace, which Xelnas has yet.
Alright, meanwhile, Lumaga is going to beat Xelnas to the punch and get into Tower of Hera first. Although Xelnas not too far behind. Although Lumaga...
Checking out that Ether Tablet.
Yep,
first.
Ether Tablet, yep. And the Ether Tablet... Mirror Shield!
We're looking mighty equipped to take on that big pig.
Yep. Alright, and sub-basement of Tower of Hera has our big key. And there's the compass.
So still waiting on 2 items.
Right. And we have yet to see that small key as well. So if I had to guess, we'll find the small key in one of these 2 chests coming up. There'll be an item in the other one, and whatever the remaining dungeon.
Wild card on Moldorm.
Yep.
Just to make you feel all that bad going up to Moldorm, thinking, am I gonna have to go to the basement?
Well, there's the item. There's the small key. So we're probably gonna see a Moldorm fight here from Lumaga. Yep.
I don't know, he may just decide to not do Moldorm and just like stand around for a while.
Yeah. I think I was going to...
Xelnas is gonna head up to Moldorm.
Yes. I think I was gonna say Herapot, and then I realized that was also stupid.
We're already past that point.
We're past
now here's
regular.
The runner. Hope.
This is advanced stupid.
Here's both the runners now, hoping that the other item was here on.
Trolldom very nearly knocking Lumaga off there. That's the map, which means, hey, it's about time for a coffee break.
Our runners win a free trip to the basement. And you go to the basement. And you go to the basement.
Should be a pretty free coffee break here, too, with the Kane and Samaria.
Yes, very easy. Hopefully neither runner ends up in...
There it is. And hip. And hip.
I was gonna say, just take the break.
Yeah. I was like,
Both runners now get to contemplate life, as they did not end up in...
Indeed. Alright, there's that done. And what's in the basement?
What's in the bar?
Wow. A lot of love in Tower of
Much
Hera
excitement.
today. Much excitement. Such heart. Wow.
Suspense has killed me.
Alright. So Ether was a bust. Tower of Hera was kind of a bust item-wise, but it does give us our other 5/6 crystal. So Pyramid Fairy now obtainable. Ah, Spike Cave from Lumaga here.
Oh right, forgot that was... And Xelnas looking like he's following up likewise.
Yep. Whoop.
Not quite far enough.
And then goes a little bit too far over to the left and gets caught up on the other lamp. Alright, Spike Cave with 50 rupees.
No dice. Looking like we're probably on our way to the Fat Fair.
Yep, there's a quick refill from the old man for Lumaga. And the flute.
Because honestly, I can't think of anywhere else where we could go.
Well,
Magic Bat. And Hammer Pegs.
Magic Bat, Hammer Pegs, and again, the Spectre looms large for Turtle Rock for Lumaga.
Yes, that is true. Although I think we are going to get our ped check here, so get your hype up in chat.
All right.
As we are going to find out.
We're going to find out.
If the mirror...
Yep.
If
I have to pay 25 bucks plus tax. Yep. Alright, meanwhile, Xelnas going to go ahead and check Fat Fairy here. Alright, just couch cash, move right along.
Cash is safe. It is not an Agapet. Looking like Lumaga, gonna go do the Magic Bat, probably followed by Hammer Pegs afterwards, and then we'll probably make it towards that Fat Fairy.
You know, just because it's not an Agapetsy doesn't mean I'm not going to spend some money.
Congrats those of you guys who got
Yep. So welcome on in to the Go Mode podcast community. Black's Oxytocin, okay. Nobly and Mr. Pickums. And also congrats to those of you who got emotes. Meanwhile, while that was going on, Magic Bat was checked. I'm assuming that by the fact that that didn't get interrupted, that it wasn't anything important.
I sneezed when the item came out. So.
No, I meant to watch the restream to confirm the analysis, but then I got distracted by something else, so... Oh well. Judging by the fact that we haven't been corrected yet, I'm going to assume we're in the clear.
Xelnas gonna take some thinking time going and finish up his...
So yeah, I'm gonna, at this point, have to assume that there's progression in Turtle Rock. Because I'm pretty sure Hammer Pegs is pretty much the last thing we can do that isn't Turtle Rock.
It is Turtle Rock.
Yikes.
Are we gonna see something disgusting like Mirror on Trinex and then Ether?
Oh. Somewhere...
Don't even...
Yeah. Somewhere Math Girl just burst out into applause and doesn't know why.
She knows.
Oh, that's even more disgusting. Oro going, oh, hey, how about Green Pendant has the mirror?
Let's just make it work.
Meanwhile, I'm eyeing my 750 milliliter bottle of Kraken rum here and just shaking my head.
Some seeds you can't even drink.
Yikes. Alright. Xelnas gonna go take care of Helmusar King here. Now, while both runners are repeating other checks, would be a good time to once again plug the podcast and the Discord.
Go check out those boys, Axial, Herfy Durfy, and Chimp, as they talk about rando every 2 weeks, with such hot as doing bosses, cheating, routing, and much more.
And Oro asking for clarification, and you just triggered a secret phrase sponsored by Old El Paso. Why not both? And that's about as far as we're going to take that one, because I'm not going to repeat that what the question was on air.
We are not obligated to fill that request. As Lumaga makes his way towards the dreaded Green Pendant Turtle Rock.
I mean, I'm sure just mentioning drugs isn't that bad, but... Yep. Looks like Lumaga is heading up to Turtle Rock.
He is doing the thing, because I believe it is the only thing he...
Yeah, pretty much. Which also means Xelnas pretty quickly here is going to have to go into Eastern Palace. Because that's going to be the only thing Xelnas has left here shortly.
Besides the dreaded Green Pendant.
Right, but he kind of has to do Eastern Palace before he can even think about doing Turtle Rock. And yep, out comes Bombos for Lumaga, and here we go.
Well, because on the back of Xelnas' mind is, well, at least I don't have to go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah. But Xelnas has that information that Bombos...
Until he finds that Bombos and he says, "Welp, I guess I have to go to Turtle."
Although, wait, we found all 3 items in Eastern, didn't we? Never mind.
We didn't.
Another one of the 3 people that got a sub from me, giving their appreciation. Thank you very much. All right. Hook shot coming out for Lumaga. Nicely done.
Let's go and checking out his hammer.
Yep. Oh, there's that mirror.
Okay, so far it's not as bad as it.
Yeah. Although Lumaga not gonna take the bait here. I mean, well, honestly, can't really because he needs to get out to Mimic Cave anyway. Because that's
that's where Ether.
Well, could be.
No. There's no doubt in my mind that's where.
It could theoretically be on Cave 45. Now that we have a mirror and can get to Cave 45.
Oh, so it moved in between the time that we were talking. This is one of those randos where the items keep moving until we.
Schrodinger's rando? Cool.
Every item is in every location until we check it.
Tracker pointing out that also puts Checkerboard Cave into logic.
Yeah, but that's not as bad at least.
Actually, I think the proper scientific term would probably be Heisenberg's uncertainty principle for this.
I'm not familiar with Heisenberg, unfortunately.
Well, you might say he's the one who knocks. Wait, no. Hold on. Sorry. Breaking Bad jokes. Hooray. All right.
Xelnas just received his bad news.
Heisenberg uncertainty principle states that the position and the velocity of an object cannot both be measured exactly at the same time. So you can know exactly where something is or exactly how fast it is going, but you cannot know both of those exactly at the same time.
I like.
But anyway, now that we're done with the impromptu science lesson, always a variety when you show up when I commentate. Lumaga gonna skip Mimic. Interesting.
Well, I've seen a lot of people check the big chest first before going to Mimic, just because it's a little bit faster to check if the item is there. I've seen a lot of people.
And there it is. That's not fair. You changed the outcome by measuring it. XKCD references. Hell yeah. Or heck yeah, excuse me.
Now you can give a good hell yeah.
Alright. And 3 bombs in Mimic. So, honestly, I still think the grossest location for Ether would probably still be here in Turtle Rock.
Or Green Path.
Yeah.
Followed up secondly by like K45 or left side.
Yep. Oh, apparently.
But given that we got the ice rod out of Catfish, feels currently more likely weighted towards the city.
Apparently that was actually a Futurama reference, not an XKCD reference. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all just copying each other.
Alright. So Lumaga continuing to make his way through Turtle Rock here. Xelnas
has not checked the pad yet, so still banking that it might be possible.
Good point. I had forgotten that. I was about to say that he lost track of his item account, but then you pointed out that he doesn't have the information that Ped's dead. All right, Laser Bridge now for Lumaga. Has that key that he needs to get to Trinex. There's the map.
You'd use that mirror shield.
Yep, there's the mushroom.
There's another kick in the teeth.
And there is 100 rupees, I believe that was.
Yep.
Not taking the safety exit, but with red mail, mirror shield, gold sword, half magic, and bottles to spare. I would certainly hope he doesn't.
A little gram.
Yeah, I would certainly hope that he doesn't need to take the safety door.
But having gotten that mushroom, it begs me to ask the question. I will attempt to say it into. Do you want to do a fetch quest?
Thank you for saving that reference from earlier, because I did it deadpan and got called out by our tracker. And down go the fire and ice heads pretty quickly. No singing.
Trinex goes down as Xelnas is making his way up the mountain.
And the item on Trinex is 3 bombs. There is that green pendant. All right. So, hey, Amarith. Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, but what does 15 candles have to do with getting to Misery Mire?
Acceptable. Good old 90s.
Those are really tough. Those are really tough to think of on the spot.
Yeah, I think was it you that did it to me? A while back.
Very possibly.
I know somebody said it, and I decided to roll with the Pinky and the Brain references.
Always topical, always fun.
Yeah, and I think I actually just direct quoted one, because I just said, where are we going to find all that Swiss cheese? And that sounds like something that Pinky would actually say.
Well, I'm going to go check out Checkerboard real fast. We'll eliminate a couple of these last one-off checks before dip diving the swamp, hoping any sort of last moment that he can get go mode out of it.
He's dreaming of a swamp go mode. Oh god, I'm not Dr. Bob, and I should have never attempted that. I apologize. I apologize to everybody for that.
Enjoy the classics while you can, everybody.
Yep.
And we are going for swamp before we see that mushroom turn in.
Indeed we are. Well, at least from Lumaga. It could be a... Oh, hello! Oh, he was just being quick about it. Never mind. I was about to say, Xelnas mirroring out of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, definitely something that you feel like you want to do, but in Xelnas' situation with Ped still being threatening for that Ether Medallion, really kind of feels bad having already committed to 2 Pendant Dungeons and leaving Green Pendant Turtle Rock.
Mm-hmm. True. Very true. It's also gonna have to be a little bit careful here. Those chain chomps don't mess around even with red mail. Oh dear. Oh my. Yeah, red potion, please. Thank you.
They're just being bullies today.
Lumaga deciding to just go directly into Swamp instead of checking K45 and Bombos.
can't really say I blame him. If you find ether along the way, you're set.
Yep. All right. So no ether yet, and that is what we are needing here. All right. So yeah, we're just down to ether, and then we can do mire, and then we climb Ganon's tower.
After this just brutal siege.
Yeah, I would yeah. Both runners have kind of at this point got to be like wondering what the heck happened here. Because I just realized we are an hour and 45 minutes in. This just, like, it feels like it flew by for us, but it's got to be excruciating for the runners.
Yeah, especially the thought of, well, what if my opponent got rid of this? I should be seeing that done about now. Okay, where is it? Anytime now.
And especially if you're Xelnas at this point. Because Xelnas has done 2 out of 3 pendants and is doing his 3rd.
Yeah, and it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah. And especially if he completes the string out and goes and pulls that pedestal and finds that couch cache, he's got it. He's gonna just be in full on panic mode.
I don't quite expect him to fin it to a pull ped. I think he's just running through Turtle Rock just to make sure that if it is ped, well, one, if ether is here, but if it is ped, that he's covered, that he doesn't have to go up here again and retrace the steps. It's already done.
I mean, true, but at the
there's ether.
There's ether. Left side or back of swamp. So at 1 hour 46 minutes and 57 seconds, Lumaga is in go mode. Brought to you by the Go Mode podcast.
Skipping that easy chest right there, that could potentially be Silver's, but it looks like we're not stopping for anything on this Go Mode train.
Yeah. I think both of these runners are confident enough in their Silverless Ganon, especially with, again, they have pretty much every luxury there is to have apart from those silver arrows. They've got all 4 bottles, they've got Red Mail, they've got Mirror Shield, they've got Cane of Samaria, Cane of Burna.
Yeah, they do have Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, they do have Cane of Samaria. That's not relevant to things for Ganon.
Well, I mean, it could be if you're doing spin strats.
True.
Put up Cane of Burna, do some spins.
And then Kate, yeah, they've got pretty much every luxury you need for that fight. I doubt either of them is going to be chomping at the bit to find silvers once they hit go mode. Having said that, watch as it's on the critical path. Anyway, as soon as oh wait, he's still got to do Misery Mire. That's right. Never mind. We'll save that rigmarole for a couple more minutes.
Meantime, we have a mire to get to.
Yes. And again, that's just my brain looking at the timer and seeing an hour and 48 and going, oh hey, it's probably about that time.
Clearly, that's 7.
Yeah. All right. Lumaga gonna take that ether and head into Misery Mire now.
And do we get a God Mode Mire? Also, are we gonna throw the bird for good luck?
All right. Bird in position, ether cast.
Come on, give us a good toss right into the water.
Now,
nope, leaves it.
No bird toss, but again, at this point, you're staring down an hour and 49-minute go mode, and you're like, this has got to be a problem. I've got to be way behind. Yeah, I've got to be behind. You know, I don't have time to spare to throw a bird. I could. Yeah.
I do not envy these runners' positions, either of them.
No.
But in the booth over here, loving it.
Yeah. All right. So, are we gonna see a Godmire here? Come on, big key. Nope.
Oh, I was hoping. Because I know, and I know he'd at least go for it, Lumaga can hover to a degree. And he might have gone for it. I would have loved to see it.
Alright. Gets that small key from under the skull. Flips that switch. Takes some spike damage. Gets another small key for his trouble. Alright. Xelnas turning in his green pendant for nothing. And he's fluting to 3.
Get your hype up in chat. Looks like we're going to get a blind ped pull.
Ugh. And we're probably also going to see a pedestal bombing.
If we just line up the trees correctly. Where's one of those emotes that's, like, it's happening? Come on, I need one.
Let's see here. Do I got anything that would go for that? No.
No, don't read it. Just pull.
Oh, he read it. Rip.
Rip. Got my hopes up and dashed them.
Yep. And now he's gonna make pretty much the only play he has left and go into swamp.
There's that big.
In the cutscene room, because of course, this seed didn't quite have enough rudeness in it.
Let's just make your way through that cut.
All right. Oh, he's gonna check Bombos, at the very least, before the swamp dive. And Bombos is gonna contain $20. Ouch.
Chirality asking in chat why I would like to see the ped pulled. It's, well, just something magical about that sort of pulled, and just brings back memories of things that you never really get to.
Alright. To Lumaga.
Just brings back that old nostalgic feeling of NMG or something.
Sure.
Something like that.
Yep. Alright. So, as soon as Lumaga finishes off Vitreous here, we're going to play ourselves a little bit of a game. There's going to be 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where that big key could be hiding. I'm going to give the bot a command here, because Sinak oh so graciously provided the Twitch Sarasula bot to us here at Go Mode Podcast. He'll give you the instructions to bet, and betting will close when Lumaga opens his first chest in Ganon's Tower. Number between 1 and 1 and 22, please. And go.
So Wes, what you thinking?
I'm gonna say 3 torch room. I just realized, Sinak, if you're still in chat, or if you know this, Amarith, well, somebody's already taken both 3 and Torch, so I'm just gonna throw a random number out there and say 6. Can Saha take non-numeric inputs, or does it work like Speed Gaming's bot?
I'm not sure. I think it's numerical.
Okay, I'll play it safe and just do numeric.
I think I will go with 17. Or nope, 17's already taken. 8.
Okay. All right, Lumaga making his way up the mountain here. I better make sure I actually have the right command set up. Stop and okay. Cool. All right. Good luck to those of you heading off to participate in that race that Keyformo just linked in chat. We're going to see the end of this race here. Although...
Watch us through a good old killing.
Yep. And Chirality calling the game for Lumaga here. I mean, yeah, probably at this point, but again,
never know, anything could happen. What if Xelnas finds silvers? Lumaga takes the longest route to find G2 big keys. Xelnas finds it immediately. Lumaga takes death or fall. Any normal.
All right. Slowpoke pointing out that Xelnas did, in fact, almost flood that key. And that's a stop. And that's two down with nothing found.
Heading on to the left side.
Okay. And 3 is going to be the small key, so that's not going to be the answer today.
And over here on left side swamp for Xelnas, we have a heart piece.
All right, chest number 4, 20 rupees. Chest number 5, big key.
Congrats.
All right, Verts wins the guessing game, gets 11 points from the number of people who participated. So he is the first on the scoreboard for the Go Mode Podcast Twitch channel. In addition to that, Verts, you have won a lifetime supply of Link to the Past randomized seeds, redeemable by going to alttpr.com. As always, please consult a doctor if your standard seed lasts longer than 4 hours.
Beware.
Well done. For a second, I'm not going to lie, for a second, I thought we had misread or didn't have enough info and people needed to use like $bet to get their bet in. So
I was worried that hitting stop stopped this was the first use of it, is the Maiden Voyage.
Indeed. So big ups to Sinak for getting that bot into the chat for us. And, well, I mean, just coding it in general. And all of the work he does for the community.
King of the...
Meanwhile...
Lumaga making liberal use of that fire.
Indeed he is. Which is appropriate, because he's just kind of burning through this gauntlet pretty quickly. And down is going to go Argus for Xelnas fairly efficiently here. But with Lumaga carving a path through Ganon's tower here, this is looking pretty academic. Of course, we say that, and then he has a little bit of trouble with Landless too.
Well, Landmo always tends to be a jerk.
Yep.
Xelnas finishing off Argus, heading off to there.
Wow. That last Landmo just, like, Matrix dodged those Fire Rod shots there for a second for Lumaga.
Maybe we need to promote Landmo to final.
Yeah. That's a new customizer for Enemizer. Oops, all Landmo.
Thought it was oops all try.
Ugh. Well, now Lumaga having trouble with this second kill 4 room.
Sometimes those rooms just don't want to.
All right, gonna have to get this torch room first shot here. Running a little bit low on magic.
Should have just enough, but we'll likely need to pick up the refill.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna need the refill in the next room. Definitely gonna need to put a little lead in the spring in his step there. There we go. Luckily, Mirror Shield means we shouldn't take too much damage from these lasers. Alright. Torch puzzle down. Have enough keys, so we can just skip that mess entirely. Bit low on the bomb throw there, and I think that one might have been a little bit high. Yikes.
Bomb's just not cooperating.
And the third one, the Goldilocks bomb, just right. Gets both fairies with one powder shot. Nicely done. Equips the hook shot. 2 pokes for Moldorm 2. Not before Moldorm probably gives Lumaga a little bit of a heart attack. Had him pressed up against the edge there for a second.
Yeah, well, that's why you charge your sword sometimes, just to make sure you get that little bit.
Yep. And now Lumaga is going off to fight in the Geometry Wars.
Hopefully he's done his math.
There's a double, I believe. And I'm gonna assume that was another double. I think that second two, that double was within the 1 frame rule.
I couldn't quit.
Yep. 2201 so far for Lumaga. Oh no! Apparently that first one was a single too. So the next hit should do it for Lumaga. Yep, there we go. Meanwhile, Xelnas finally receiving the just great news that the big key is in the cutscene chest in Mire.
Everyone's.
Yep. And Lumaga is about to fall through the roof of the pyramid and start his fight with the big pig himself. I've never I know that's quoting a song, that Ganon text, but I don't know what song that is. Meanwhile,
Pink Floyd song. Can't remember which one.
Meanwhile, you know, just real quick work done of Phase 1 and Phase 2 with that gold sword. and an immediate first hit for the third phase. And then, just because the seed hasn't been rude enough, that was a lot of teleports between hit number 1 and hit number 2. And looks like it's going to be a lot of teleports between 2 and 3, too. Wow. And there's the fourth. What's that hint going to be? Cannon's Tower.
Of course. Not really many other places it could have been.
And there's the torch glitch. All right.
Just got to get in. How many spins is it? 8?
It's 12. And I believe that was 2 so far for Lumaga. 3. Timing works out here. I think Lumaga is pretty much going to have Ganon stitched up right as Xelnas defeats Vitreous. Or confirming 12 spins for the final phase. And yeah, pretty much. Lumaga has the big pig exploding as Xelnas swipes away with the gold sword at Vitreous's final eyeball. And yeah, this is going to be pretty much a synchronized sword raise here. Oof. All right. Lumaga is going to finish in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 38 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat. And welcome, Lumaga, to the brackets of the 2019 Link to the Past Randomized Challenge Cup. For bacon, pork, or ham, and that is probably the best way to introduce somebody into the broadcast. How you doing, Lumaga?
I'll take some ham if you're giving it away, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I've already given away three subscriptions to the channel, so I'm a little strapped for cash to go buy that ham at the moment.
No, so let's talk about this one, because about an hour in, I was saying to myself, I feel good about this seed. This seed's all right. And then I couldn't find the mirror anywhere. I was doing my best not to have to go into TR. And of course I would have to, because Ice Rod and Fire Rod were not out of the way items. So it's like, well, go independent TR. It's just going to have to happen. And
yeah, this was a seed. Like, I'm sure Math Girl would have had paroxysms of laughter at how this seed unfolded.
So, Lumaga, how did you feel about finding the Fire Rod in the pinball room there? Did you consider going up to do Moth before you went to go down into Thieves Town?
No, not with Fighter Sword, and I think I might have only had 7 hearts or something like that. I was willing to take a chance on Thieves Town not needing the hammer. Thankfully, it didn't. But by that point, I found Master Sword in there and figured, well, time to go do Moth.
Yeah, and we had a similar kind of conversation about that in Run. It was brought up, hey, do you think he goes and does Moth immediately? And I kind of sided with you on it, where you had Fighter, you had Blue Mail at that point, I believe, but you did only have like 7 or 8 hearts, and your bottle situation wasn't exactly the best either. It was a fairy and a red, I believe, at that point, and you hadn't gotten half magic yet. So
yeah, there were a lot of things I wanted to get before I tried Moth, but the opportunity presented itself. And actually, I wasn't sure if Thieves Town was even the right move. I was almost going to go to Pod as soon as I got Dark World access. But I figured, well, I'm gonna have to double dip it if it's hammer locked anyway. So let me just go where I know I'm gonna get something.
Yeah, and then honestly, the early part of this seed was just gross. That fire rod in pinball room, lumberjack having moon pearl,
hammer and ice palace.
Well,
Yep.
So lumberjack having moon pearl, I figured was not too bad, just because I knew I was gonna get boots, I was gonna get a sword, I was gonna get, lamp before I really had to get into the meat of the seed. So that wasn't too bad. But hammer and ice palace, that's another one that was pretty much garbage.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much any progression in Ice Palace feels kind of gross.
Yeah, pretty much. But the same thing with TR. I avoided TR until I had to go to it, and I also avoided Ice Palace until I had to go for it. And I had access to that for a while before I actually went into it.
Yeah, because they're both kind of those items. It's like, do I really wanna?
And I knew it was going to have something. I don't remember if I knew Meyer was Ether at that point, but I knew I was going to get either Hammer, Mirror, or Ether out of Ice Palace. So, going to get something.
I believe you had checked the Meyer medallion by that point, so.
So, I'm just curious, because I see on the restream, right, Xelnas is going up the gauntlet right now. What tripped him up? Because there's a lot of places you can get tripped up in this seed, but what was the difference here?
I'm trying to think back on that.
He had a few deaths, which kind of set him back a little.
Yeah, he had a few deaths early in Overworld that kind of set him back a little bit. And then I think just by late seed, he pretty much did everything he could before going into Turtle Rock, whereas you eventually just bit the bullet and went in. And that's the other point. He seemed fairly confident in it being a pedestal seed early, because he actually cleared desert as soon as he could.
Well, it wasn't really as soon as he could. It was once, like, we were still in hammer mode, I think. He had cleared desert, I think it was, and then started going into pedestal mode, because it was like, well, I may as well clear this while I'm here, because what if it is ped? And then when he had to go to Eastern, because he didn't have the Bombos pendant for Turtle Rock, and you get your 3 items there, it's like, well, I may as well clear Eastern once again, just in case it's ped.
And then he also the other thing that makes me say I think he was thinking pedestal early was when he got to Skull Woods, there was a moment where he opened up his menu and kind of hesitated for a bit, and it kind of felt like if he had the mirror, he would have went and checked the ped right then and there.
Right. And actually, ped was on my mind too, and I was trying to find the right time to route in a check, but there was not really a good time, and I think I routed it in with Magic Bat. But again, I was trying to avoid any of that nonsense, which is why I didn't clear Eastern, I didn't clear Desert, and if I had to, figured, well, we're both in the same boat, I might as well just avoid it for now.
Now, Lumaga, real quick, was there a bit of worry on your mind when you did take your second dip back into Desert to go back for that one item? When you saw that sword there, were you a bit worried that, oh man, I lost a ton of time not picking this up? Zelda's probably got this and just blew through Aga Tower way faster than me.
Not really, because that was my butter sword, so I already had tempered at that point, and sure, it was available before Aga's Tower, but I still think I had a fairly good Aga Tower with the bow. I think I used that more than anything. I was just mad that that I went back in there and it wasn't progression, because what I got the heart container and the big key just in case I had to get something later.
By the way, point of order: silvers were in the top left chest in the room right before the bombable wall.
Oh, the mini Helmosaur room.
Yeah, sorry, my brain just was like click, 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 click.
Well, that would have been nice.
Definitely don't blame me for not checking those though, because it's like you're kind of on 2 hours on a seed. It's like, oh, where's that dot done? It's got to be coming somewhere.
Yep.
I was waiting for it. In my last round, I had Slowpoke finish just as I hit Aga 2, or just as I beat Aga 2. So, going up the tower the whole time, I was wondering, when's it going to come? When's it going to come? Fortunately, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Xelnas taking a Moldarm 2 fall here and resetting. And there we go. Second time's the charm there. So he'll continue his march up the tower here. So you'll be advancing on to the brackets.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited about that. They're going to start just after the new year, and I'm not sure how they're going to be seeded. If it's anything like groups, it'll be random, but who knows?
I think they're just going to try and seed it based on group stage record.
Yeah, it's like the 4-0s and then 4-1s, 4-2s, 5-0s, 5-1s. However, it stacks like that it sort of makes sense.
And most of those 4-0s will be getting buys, and that will be determined in the buy race happening on New Year's Day. Meanwhile, Xelnas having a little bit of trouble with the geometry here.
I mean, math is a tough subject, and Ag is a rough teacher, so.
Yep. And Oro pointing out, don't forget to subscribe to the Go Mode podcast on your podcast reader of choice. And leave them reviews on said podcast reader of choice. And Lumaga, now that he's done with the race, is taking the opportunity to run the commands.
Yeah, send Axial, Herfy Durfy, and Timp all the questions that you possibly could ever have about Rando, be it tournament life or anything casual or just strange, odd questions about the game.
All right. So Xelnas now dropping into the big pig fight. He's going to have a slightly faster go at it here because he does have those silvers. All right. And now he's going to get to experience the wonder that is this teleport pattern.
Well, it could have always been worse. It could have been 30 teleports.
True. But, I mean...
I've seen it. Not live, but I've seen it.
Oof. Oof. But yeah... Given how trolly the rest of the seed was, it's only fitting that Ganon had a slightly trolly teleport pattern.
Oh, he didn't stop.
It makes you wonder sometimes, like, when he starts going into those crazy patterns, you have to think, would there be a risk, like, reward to either dying or taking a fall and just resetting his pattern if he might go into a super long one, you know?
Yeah, but you really have no way of knowing if you know, this is the last part that he's gonna troll with or not. Meanwhile, Xelnas cleaning up with those silvers. Get your GGs out in chat for Xelnas, as he is going to avoid, hopefully, the most dangerous 1x3 in all of Hyrule, and finish in second place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 20 seconds. And also, welcome him on into the chat. GG, Xelnas.
Yeah, GG. currently rewatching 2 times speed. So.
Ooh, it has been something of a seed.
Yeah.
I think it's just old dungeons. The only part that was really truly annoying and was the Hammer and Ice Palace, but if I'd not left Eastern, if I just cleared the dungeon like I should have when I was there the first time, instead of leaving after finding that Saha, Seed would have probably actually worked out really well for me. Once I got Ether, would have headed up to the Turtle Rock. Would have definitely, that was definitely on my mind. Like the moment I get access to either Turtle Rock or Swamp, I'll just do that dungeon, and that was the correct answer every time. I should have just kept to that idea instead of going back and doing little things here and there. I should just listened to my gut and gone straight to the dungeons once they unlocked. And I would have saved quite a bit of time. And again, if I didn't put off Eastern for so long.
Honestly, I kind of feel like that might be a little bit of hindsight on that point, because
I was actually going to do Eastern as soon as I got out of because I did the first thing I did in the seed after Standard was take the warp to the city, but I honestly should have stuck with my gut. I was thinking in my gut that I should just go to Eastern and clear it since it was available, but then I saw Pendant and decided I'll go against my normal route in and go to the city after I get my money. So, but I was strongly considering going left and just going straight to Eastern, and that would have probably set my seed quite well.
Yeah, it's always those tough calls where it's like you get that gut feeling and you're just like, I know I should go for it, but it just feels bad.
Yeah, I'm glad that I checked. Glad that glove pointed me towards going on the mountain, so that it pointed me into the direction of checking Adrenum. I'm glad that because normally I don't check Adrenum for. There are very, very few circumstances where I ever check ledge. So the fact that the seed pointed me to the ledge, it was like, it was good. Like the only reason I ever go there is because I have gloves in the city, because then after forest I go and climb the mountain. That's pretty much the only time I'll ever check it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Otherwise, I'll just ignore it until it becomes relevant.
Well, we've seen that burn runners already this tournament though, so
yeah.
Insert link. It's the mirror here, but anyway. So yeah, just kind of a trolley seed there for a vast majority of it. I imagine that if Jinxie's voice was well enough to commentate this race, we would have heard gross about 50 more times than we did. And that's saying something, considering that was my go-to word for most of the developments in this seed. Just Hammer in Ice Palace, Moon Pearl on Lumberjack, Fire Rod in Pinball Room in Skull Woods.
Yeah, that was another one.
It's sort of becoming typical though. I think this has so far been the tournament of Hammer and Ice Palace. Like it's been a very common thing this tournament.
Wasn't that what happened in the SG Live tournament too? I feel like that happened a lot in the SG Live tournament as well. At any rate, good games to you both. Congratulations to Lumaga for advancing to brackets. Xelnas, a well-fought group stage, but that is unfortunately going to be the end of your Challenge Cup this year. But well-fought regardless. And unless you guys have anything else to add, I think we're going to go ahead and send this one on home.
No, just want to say GG to Xelnas. I had fun racing you. Let's find another time to race casually. I'm always up for it.
I had a really hard time in this cave, I remember. I don't know. I actually did the cave so well, I didn't trust myself that I was in the spot I was in. If you were wondering what was going on when I was in the cave. I didn't know I was already at the second room, which is why I fell down like 4 times. That's what was happening in the pitch darkness, if you were wondering, at the very start of the seed.
Oh, the old man rescue? I think we were talking about something else at that point. Like, we kind of noted that you were doing dark old man, but then Lumaga was doing something else that was relevant, and we just kind of went, well, okay.
Yeah, that was funny for me personally. I didn't know I did it as well as I did it. Why I died, used my fairy, and then it was purely because I actually didn't trust that I was in I did it so quickly. I'd never done the first room that quickly in the dark, so I was flabbergasted that I was where I was.
Okay, now that you mentioned using your fairy, I do distinctly remember commenting that it never feels good to use a fairy when you're only on 3 hearts.
I was sitting there, I was like, where am I in the cave? I should still be in the first. No, I seem to be in the second room because I didn't teleport all the way to the start, and I fell down a hole again. I was like, where am I in the cave? And yeah, lo and behold, I was in the I was in the second room, which was a surprise to me.
All right then. Well, with that hidden insight into the mind of one of our runners, we're going to go ahead and send this one off. Thank you to both of you for an amazing run race. Thank you to our tracker, Tamatak. Thank you to Amaranth Alterna for joining me on commentary while also running the restream behind the scenes, because things happen sometimes. And thanks to all of you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, there's a whole bunch of links there you can click to follow everybody involved on the running side and the back end side. And then we also dropped the links to the Discord and the podcast. So go do all of that stuff. We would love you to do by engaging with us on social medias and whatnot. Plenty more Challenge Cup action to come. And just enjoy playing Rando, guys. It's a pretty fun thing to do. Until next time, have a good night, everybody.